Namaste. We are going to introduce a little bit about the coming Bardo retreat by the end of October. So, few things about what means Bardo. Bardo is a Tibetan word, literally meaning in between. And it simply point to certain period of time where our consciousness goes through certain important space. So traditionally there are 6 bardo: the bardo of life, the bardo of meditation, and the bardo of sleep, the bardo of death, the bardo of reality, or Bardo of Dharmata, and the Bardo of Becoming. So when we talk about the Bardo, generally we mean these last 3 Bardo: the Bardo of death, the Bardo of reality, and the Bardo of becoming. When we die, the consciousness goes through very intense experience, and the Bardo teaching is about how to guide the consciousness of the deceased through the very strong and very meaningful experiences from the moment of death until the next rebirth. The Bardo teaching tells us that when we die, we have the greatest opportunity for liberation. For a moment, we see, it flashes like in our consciousness, what is called the clear light. Simply a way to point what is the true nature of our being and of existence itself. But to be able to catch, to be aware of that moment, we need a very, very strong and very, very profound readiness and preparation. Failing to recognize the clear light, we enter into what is called the Bardo of Dharmata, the Bardo of reality, which indicates a series of experiences, very intense experiences, where reality is showing, is manifesting according to the very basic elements, which are light, sounds, and color. And those experiences can be both terrifying or blissful. And there are, through all these many experiences in the Bardo of Dharmata, there are many occasions for liberation. And what the teaching tells us, basically, through all the experience, is that we are not what we are seeing, perceiving, experiencing, that all that we think to see is just a projection of the mind. There is nothing there outside, but it is all a play of the mind in the form of light, colors, and sound. And they are extremely amplified. They are much more strong and much more intense than the Bardo of life. Failing to recognize our true nature, failing of being not identified with all those experiences, we enter into the Bardo of rebirth. And we assume during all this Bardo a different kind of body. In the Bardo of Dharmata, we assume a body of light, and in the Bardo of Becoming, we have a mental body. And it is the way to give some example of it. It is just like when we dream. It is the same kind of space, just like in a dream. During the Bardo of Rebirth, also there are very, very specific teaching how first to avoid to be reborn by closing the entrance of the womb, or in case we are not able to do that, how to choose at least a good rebirth. By good rebirth, what is meant is a new life where everything is supportive and conducive for progressing on the meditation, on the spiritual path. So the Bardo teaching is about how to guide the consciousness through the different stage from the moment we are dying, so the dissolution of the elements, there is an outer dissolution and an inner dissolution, how to be aware during this process, how to be aware in the moment of the manifestation of the clear light, which is exactly the moment when the consciousness leaves the body, and how to not get identified during the experiences of the Bardo of Dharmata, and how to prevent a rebirth or to have a good rebirth. So this is very synthetically the Bardo teaching. Now, the very, very profound and very beautiful aspect of the Bardo teaching is also that it's not only about the process of death and what follows after we leave the body, after the consciousness leave the body, but those teaching are extremely helpful also for the Bardo of life, because how the mind function, how those events manifest, how they come after one after the other, is the same when in life. So, for example, the process of thinking or the process of dreaming, it is just the same. There is first what is called the Dharmakaya, the pure essence, the emptiness. Then there is the energetic manifestation, the Sambhogakaya, and then there is the Nirmanakaya, the manifestation into an actual reality where things become like solid. Okay, so it is the same process of every thought, of every emotion. In the process of death, they are simply reversed. They move in the opposite way, but the process is the same. So one very, very beautiful and extremely important quality of the Bardo teaching is that we can use it every moment in our life also, and naturally is a preparation for the moment of death. Osho talked quite a few times about this kind of subject. He says, for example, how the moment of death is the greatest opportunity for liberation, but only if we prepare, only if we can be in a deep meditative space. And also he says about the Bardo specifically how it is the greatest contribution, the greatest gift that Tibet has given to humanity, to human consciousness. So it is one of the most fundamental practice and teaching for every sannyasin, every practitioner, every seeker who is on the path of meditation. This consciousness about death, this awareness of the phenomena of death and all the misconception illusion, fears that we have about it, they can very much be helped into transforming them into a much deeper and clear understanding, which is extremely, extremely helpful and useful for anyone on the spiritual path. So this Bardo retreat wants to give an introduction to the basic understanding of what the Bardo is. Then, of course, everybody has to practice for a long time, but this wants to give a ground from where we can really, really move into this amazing and profound Dharma. Okay. Also, there will be using some very beautiful and very profound books which help to go through the process, to follow the process and explaining, and naturally many quotes from Osho about specifically about death, about Bardo, how to prepare for this event in our life, so to have at least a ground where then individually we can move deeper and deeper into this essential mm, event of our life. It will be the first time that we offer the Bardo retreat group in person. We did about 1 year ago, but only online. And of course, many things cannot be shared. There is no possibility to do and to open into something online. So this is also very meaningful. So it will be the first time we can offer in person a Bardo retreat. Actually, we will have two. One which will start very soon, the 2nd of October, from 2nd to the 8th, but it will be only in Italian. And then this other one from 23rd to 29th of October, that will be only in English. So it is personally a great joy to being able finally to offer this retreat. And I want to also specify that I receive all this teaching from a Tibetan Lama, Tibetan Rinpoche in Tibet, and I also had the authorization for sharing this. Okay, and it will be a group really about the Bardo, not something around it, but really, really the process and the Dharma of the Bardo. Thank you, everybody. Namaste.